On tap, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Hi, I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority. Today we are drinking an American craft beer classic, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale from Chico, California. Sierra Nevada Brewing Company was started in 1980 by homebrewers Ken Grossman and Paul Camusi. Pale Ale was their first beer, and to this day is their best-selling beer as well. This ale is 5.6% ABV and 37 IBUs. It is bottle conditioned, which means you will find a thin layer of yeast on the bottom of the bottle. They use Magnum and Pearl hops for bittering and Cascade hops for finishing. Chef, what do you think about the aroma on this one?
The aroma? I mean, it's your traditional pale ale aroma. I mean, it's slightly citrusy. Little off sweet, I think, aroma. I mean, you can pull out a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of citrus, maybe a grapefruit kind of smell to it. I think overall it's a pretty decent aroma to it.
Joby, in our first episode ever, Schlafly Pale Ale, you are not a fan of Schlafly Pale Ale. This is another pale ale. What do you think?
James, that was over 2 years ago?
No. Under 2 years
Almost
ago.
2 years ago.
Almost 2 years
Almost 2 years ago. And
what are your impressions of this beer?
I can definitely say my palate has changed. 2 years ago today, I would have hated this beer. I would have not finished it. But again, when you do put yourself out there and try new beers, your palate changes. With all the IPAs we've done on the show and the bigger beers, I just think that my palate has become accustomed to it, and I actually like this. I mean, for the aroma, I actually get more floral than I do citrus. But then on the taste, on the back end of the taste, I get the grapefruit more than I do the floral. So it's kind of a really complex beer. I mean, not that I know what goes into making it, but if it smells floral and tastes citrusy, I think that's kind of complex.
So you know what goes into it?
Beer?
Barley, hops,
Well, see, that's
and water.
beer 202. I'm still on 101.
Yes, James. How would you describe this beer to someone?
I'd say that it's maybe almost akin to an entry-level IPA. It's not an IPA. It doesn't have quite all of the bite and all of the aroma that some of the higher caliber IPAs are showing off these days. But this one definitely is something that I think that I would recommend to my dad, who's not really an IPA fan. I think it comes off as clean, crisp, but with that kind of a little bit of bite, but not as much bite as maybe your Dogfish Head 90 minute or especially your 120 minute. I think this is definitely a beer that could be had for the masses and could really turn people into IPA lovers in the end as well.
Do you guys see this as a session beer?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I think it could be sessionable. I mean, it's easy to drink. It's pleasant on the palate. It has some sweetness to it. It has a little bit, but it has a little dry finish to it. But I think overall, it's pleasant on the palate and it's an easy to drinkable beer. And it's for a pale ale. It's got more balance than most of the other ones that we've had.
Chef, while you're at it, what's your rating?
I wanted to give it a 6.5. I'm not quite a 7 because a 7 in our rating score says that I would drink this any day. I would pick it over others at a bar. I don't think I would really pick this over others at a bar, but I think it's a decent beer, so I am going to stick with a 7.
Joby, what's your rating on this one?
I'm a step above Chef.
Of course.
As always. I'm an 8. James, like I said earlier, 2 years ago, I would not even think about finishing this beer. But, I think this is a great, easy drinking beer. Like I said, it is complex just because I think the nose and the taste don't exactly match, and I think that's awesome. Again, I don't think I have to recommend this to others because I think a lot of people out there have actually heard of this beer and probably have had it, so they probably can draw their own conclusions. But, for me, from coming from a BMC background, going to this, I think I could definitely make a session out of this any day.
Okay. Scott, what do you think about this beer? What's your rating?
I give it an 8. I think it's a great beer. I'm kind of with Joby, though. Back 2 years ago, I wasn't a fan of anything hoppy, and quickly my palate changed, though, and I've obviously converted to a hop head. But this beer itself, again, I think that it's a timeless beer. I think this is going to be a big beer in 30, 40 years, even when things change. I think there is going to be a change in the craft beer industry, and I don't know what it is exactly, but I think things will change, and there'll be different types of beer, and there'll be fads, and it'll go. But I think this is always going to be there.
This is going to withstand all of the new developments with craft beer.
Absolutely.
It's been around. I disagree with that. I think the craft beer industry is going to blow up.
Let me make a point here real quick. On our research sheet here, we have, it's been a gold medal winner 87, 89, 90, 92, 93, 94, 95. 95 was the last time this has won a gold medal.
Yep.
That can tell you how big the craft scene has gotten.
Yeah.
But
it still hasn't been lost or forgotten.
This is definitely one of the pioneers of craft beer. But the last time they won an award for their craft beer style
16
years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's huge. It'll still be around, but I don't think it's going to come full circle and be one of the popular beers 20 years from now.
I think it is what it is. It's just going to be a standard standby beer. And
it's like the godfather of the craft beer scene.
Yeah, it's always going to be there. It's a respected beer.
It's like one of the first, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a beer that everyone's going to know about, and maybe it's not going to be your favorite beer. But
I think 20 years from now, Dogfish Head is going to be that godfather of craft beers.
Well, it's definitely a good crossover beer from the Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light to the craft beer.
It's a gateway beer.
That in between, that gateway beer. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale gets a 7.7 on the BBA scale. That's what we think. Let us know what you think in the comments section. I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority. Better Beer Authority.